89 kart, round number 13, Road America. Road America. A lot of folks' favorite track in America, at least. Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, for another round of IndyCar Racing 2. How's everybody doing this morning? Back for another round of the 1989 IndyCar Championship. I'm excited as always for it. A little nervous as always for it. Road America is a heck of a track, especially in IndyCar 2. Morning to everybody. Gary, thank you so much. I think that'll cover the tire bill. Should be burning a few sets of tires today. But 200 miles at Road America. It's a pretty short race. Road America is a fast track, and so this might be one of the shortest races of the full season. We'll have to see. Hopefully you can all hear and see me well and everything. YouTube's telling me we've got zero data, which doesn't make any sense. I think it's acting up. Yeah, a win here almost does seal the deal. But round 13 of the championship, last time out, Mid-Ohio, surprise victory. It did not look likely, even into the second stint, but traffic and how narrow Mid-Ohio is really played a big role, and was able to get the victory there, which was very unexpected. That's a tricky track, and expecting much of the same today with how tricky Road America is. Road America, a lot of people, I saw it in the chat already, you know, the Spa of the United States. It just got released, of course, a version for Automobilista 2, and a lot of good things said about Road America. It's not a track that I've ever really gotten along with, unfortunately. Done a lot of races here over the years, in IndyCar 2, but also iRacing and all of the sims. It's just not a track I can get a good groove on. So I'm hoping today this race turns my opinion of the circuit around, because I would like to enjoy it as much as everybody else, but we'll have to see. Thank you, Ascari. Good luck indeed. Definitely need it on this one. Could potentially get a top 3 today, but let's jump into things and take a look at the points and all that. So we're deep into the season for our driver here. We'll take a quick look at the car for folks that haven't been here along the way. We're racing the 1989 kart season for Sunoco Papyrus Racing. And we're in IndyCar Racing 2, of course, which is a sim which came out in 1995. I get folks that are confused somewhat if you haven't seen this sim before, thinking this sim is from 89. It's not. It's from 95, but we've got a car set and tracks and everything from the 89 season. And I think the sim works really well from like 88 through the late 90s as kind of a general kart sim. So right at home in this era. We've been racing the 89 season thus far in our Lola Cosworth with young Ryan Axelson at the wheel, and things have been going really well. We'll take a look at the championship and everything along the way. Man, it's been a long run so far. Round 13, so we've done 12 races up to this point. I've only DNF'd out of one at Toronto, which, man, was a tough one to swallow. But our main adversary for the season's been Michael Andretti, and you'll see M. Andretti has won a bunch of races. Mario won one of those. They have the same initials. But Michael's been pretty quick throughout, but we've had other drivers along the way. Alonso Jr. went on a brief stint there with Milwaukee and Belle Isle. Maybe today's his day as well. Early on, Emerson Fittipaldi looked quick, and in practice, he's been pretty quick as well. So we'll have to see, but it could be another day for Ryan Axelson. Last time out, very much a surprise win, I think. It would just stuck with it. Had to put in some killer stints there. Actually had a couple mistakes along the way, lapping Mario Andretti at one point, spinning out and all that, but was able to get the victory after all. So we'll jump in and take a look at the points and all that. Out front, 29 points in the lead, which I think is close to sealing the deal. So It's still open technically. If I have a really bad day today and Michael Andretti wins it, he can close that gap. And we do have 3 total races, including today, remaining. So, yeah, I need to score exactly right, Taka. I need to score 16 points over Michael today to lock up the championship, which would be nice going into the final 2 rounds. We've got Nazareth after this, and then Laguna Seca, another favorite. That one I actually really like. Although it's very hard in IndyCar too, but the track itself. But it should be good. So 29 points in the lead, but it's been a competitive season. It has by no means been a runaway. It's just been the consistency that's gotten me. Ryan Axelson, so 29 points ahead of Michael Andretti, both with 4 wins apiece. Michael has more top 10s, but I've got a really good string of top 5s. All but 1 race so far. So hopefully I can continue that today. The DNF would certainly sort it out. Emerson Fittipaldi back in 3rd out of it. So it's really just between Michael and I at this point. No way for the other drivers to catch us. I guess Emerson could technically take 2nd, but doubtful at that point. Allenser Jr., the other drivers with the win, 2 wins on the season, but just hasn't had the consistent season. And then we get to a bunch of drivers. Danny Sullivan in 5th. Danny Sullivan won this race in real life, and I think was a bit of a comeback for him because he had an injury at Indianapolis early in the year. So he got the win at Road America in real life. Rick Mears was very quick last time out at Mid-Ohio, and actually I think ended up helping me get the win by holding up Andretti towards the end of the race. Scott Pruitt, Ari Leyendyke. Pruitt's been quick here and there. Ari Leyendyke, Teo Fabi in the Porsche. Mario, who has a win, although he's been pretty slow in most events. It was surprising. With the way the AI work, there could be good drivers here and there that aren't always up front, so it's quite fun. So, continue on to Road America. It's the circuit you all know and love. I'm going to go do a lap of practice just to make sure everything feels good with the car and all that. But long circuit, fast circuit, high speed, the chance, I think, for a pretty big incident at some stage. High speeds always mean that there can be big accidents, and one corner in particular around this track, down into the first corner. This is an updated version of Road America, which is quite nice. Pretty accurate, I think. Get onto the straightaways. It's going to be a lot of slipstreaming, but my issue with this one today is going to be the AI. They just really easy to come into contact on the straightaways. You got to be pretty aggressive with the moves. Come down to this corner. Easy one to outbrake yourself in. We're just going around for a nice sighting lap here. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Fingers crossed for today's race. And thanks. Yeah, fingers crossed as well. In testing, things have gone pretty well, but as always, there's a couple quick cars usually. We'll come into the carousel. It's tough with full fuel. It's tough to get a good line that's not constantly modulating the throttle or something like that. You kind of want to apex late, so I'm going to blow by it a bit there. This will set us off onto the straightaway and come up to the kink so hard in full fuel. Just kind of ride through there. Need to try to make my car understeer as much as I can through there. Don't want to lose the tail. Come down to Canada corner. Easy to miss the apex there. And now up through the hill. I think this part's called Thunder Valley, right? Easy to run wide here. It's a little runoff, though, you can use. I'll probably end up using that a few points in the race. Second gear. Around. I'll do one more lap and then try a pit entry, and then we'll jump to qualifying. Yeah, the track is identical layout to today. I'm not sure if it's been widened at all. Got a couple cars exiting the pits here. Pruitt. Try not to pull a Catherine leg. That corner's hard. You know, it's not quite as easy as it is in a modern sim to get the line right. or consistently. Pavel, I must have missed it. This one's been working fine, though. I'll stick with it. Yeah, fuel-wise for the race, it won't be quite as straightforward, I think, as some of the others. It's a two-stopper, for sure. It would take a lot of difference in speed to do a three-stopper and make it work out, but we will maybe have to save some fuel in the race. I think we're going to be about a lap or two short overall in the distance. Come up to the kink here behind Carter and just miss the apex completely. Gonna have to bail out of it there if I don't hit it right. Ooh, Pruitt's gonna come on by. Everybody feels very competitive this week at this track, so been very quick in the past few races. I don't know if it's gonna be the same today, but we'll see. Certainly quicker than some of the back markers. Might be a little more mixing up in the middle. All right, we'll come up to the pits. Pit entry's kind of weird at this one too, and I'm on full fuel right now, so it's not really going to be accurate, but the line is over the top of the crest. They need to be down to 80 miles per hour, and then pit stall's the first one anyway. So should be good. Should be good. Appreciate everybody coming out for this one. I know the last couple races have been exciting, so I'm hoping this one is as well. But it's a big track. We got 28 cars this week racing, and so there's a chance we don't see a lot of traffic or anything. Certainly we will pass some lap traffic unless I'm doing really poorly at some point, but we'll see. We'll see. It should be a little more spread out than normal. Pruitt's in a hurry so he can say hi to his family. So I'll jump to qualifying. We'll take a quick look at where the results are now. And remember, like always, cars can turn a faster time in the session. So 52 at the very back, 152, 50s in the middle. I have been able, 146, I have done a 145. So Mario up front right now. So it's all going to depend on who's in the session with me. But I could maybe take pole. We'll see. We'll see. Let me jump here and lower the fuel for quali. So we'll have a short qualifying session. Like always, go out and try to just set a banker, a decent time, so I'm not in the back, and then we'll see if I can do a good time after that. But should only have maybe 4 or 5 laps in the quali since it's such a big track. All right, let's go out. Turn my boost down just for the out lap. Save a little fuel. Long pit lane here. You really could fit a full, 33 car grid if you really wanted to around this track. 28 in real life race though, so I thought we'd keep it the same. Got the bars set up to be pretty understeery off the start too. Might raise the rear bar a bit as we go, feeling out the car. I'm kind of playing it by the kink though. The car feels understeery through the kink, then I'll raise the bar, but I don't want to oversteer there at all. Yeah, quite the long pit lane. So hopefully I can do some good laps here, and it was a 10-minute session. Lap times are under 2 minutes, but I think can get 5 laps at the very most in. I'm just trying to stay out this full time and do as many laps as I can. I think it's a lift in 5th gear for the opening laps through there. If you're really good on low fuel, you might be able to get through there flat out. but it's quite frightening, and in a race condition, not really worth the risk. But we'll see. Who knows? I always find myself at the end of these races just going faster than I ever thought possible. All right, so we'll come through the final corner, and let's just try to get a banker lap. Want a good lap, but anything to get out of into the 140s, get away from the back of the grid, certainly would be impossible to start last here, get through all the traffic in the beginning of the race. Just the apex a bit there into one. Can always feel like I could go a little bit quicker into turn one, it always feels like, but right out to the grass. As long as I keep one set of wheels on the track, seems like I can hold control of the car. Yeah, it's just a nice looking Road America. Pavel in the chat is responsible for that. Although he says there's a newer version too that I didn't install, but this one's very, very nice. A bit of understeer there. If I miss the corner because of braking or something, it's better just to go straight and continue to brake than try to huck the car in the corner. With the downforce I've got set up a really light on the rear end downforce, so it's easy to spin the car out with drastic movements. Not really a great lap so far. It should get me away from the rear of the pack. Got a Canada corner, second gear. A lot more speed through there. All right, come to the final corner. So 6 minutes remaining. We'll complete the first lap. Not the worst lap, not the best lap by far, though. We'll come to the line. Fourth position, 147. But not too bad, actually. See if I can put a little bit more into it. Raise the rear bar a click. Ooh, somebody turned a faster time, jumped me down to fifth position. Second gear. Gotta watch those double downshifts with this track, especially with just all the areas where you downshift from sixth to second, sixth to first. Double downshift would blow the engine and really just end the race right then and there. Using a stick shift sequential, it would have had an H pattern in these cars in real life. It does look like Dobson's in P3. That's wild. We've seen some funny qualifying throughout the season. Dobson's quite quick though. Right down a Canada corner. He's running wide there. Ooh, out onto the grass. Use a little bit of that escape road down to second gear into the final corner. Come across the line. I think this is going to be a better lap, although it wasn't perfect. Whoa, 145.6 on the pole by a second. All right. Could be a boring afternoon. We'll see. Keep at it though. They can turn quicker times in the session as well, but preliminary pole. Down a second gear. Thanks for the super chat. I'll check it out in a second. Oh, missed this left-hander quite wide. You get that kink flat out once you're low on fuel. Fourth gear. Wide through the kink. Understeered my way through it. Just gotta be careful not to dip a wheel on the grass in the braking zone, because you'll certainly spin the car out doing that. Use all the revs here. This might be a better lap as well. Not perfect by a long shot. There's a lot of time to be found around here. It might easily get the pole today. The story around Canada corners, if you Dobson's up to second. Oh, 45-1. If you keep going off the track at Canada corner, you will go to Canada, is the story there. All right, this might be the last lap, although I might be able to do another one as well, but I don't know if I'll need to. Heavy on the brakes here. Almost lose the rear end of the car. I tried to turn in while I was still braking. Absolutely no traffic in this session, which is surprising. The third gear. Did a security lift there. It seems like everybody's sleeping today except for me. Oh, I just totally missed the line through the kink. Quite slow. Might spoil this lap from being even quicker. But it seems like I might have secured pole here. Nobody's really jumped up. Understeer my way onto that runoff. It's part of the track at this stage. Through the final corner. Could have time for another lap, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. I come to the line. Yeah, not quite as quick. 145.4 on the last lap there, but Dominic Dobson, second position. You know, when Dobson's in second, that's some of the quick guys maybe weren't in my session here. So, I'll let the time run out. Do the outlap and practice a pit entry on low fuel. Yeah, I don't know where Michael is. We'll check out the results in a second. Mario is up there in third, but the game kind of picks randomly a half of the cars that'll be in your qualifying session. It's like it runs it in 2 sessions. And the ones that are in your session can improve their times. And so my guess is we didn't end up with Michael or Emerson or any of the quick guys in my session, so I just kind of lucked out. But that's how qualifying is sometimes in real life too. You'll see that some of the cars just get a better or less competitive session. Maybe they have an easier time setting a quicker time, whereas the second session will be stacked and nobody can get a good time. Well, I see Emerson in fourth. What I mean is he wasn't in my group here, so he didn't improve his time. Oh, Allenser Jr. jumps in to second position, but still way off. Had some run-ins with Dobson this season, so hopefully that doesn't mean he's going to be the quick one today. We'll come through the final sector. I just want to practice a pit in one more time. If I brake right around the crest. I've had a tough time getting it, so I'm not slowing up unnecessarily, but right around the bridge there. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, there is Mo. So he was, but he just didn't turn a quicker time. So, we'll take a quick look at the results from quali. Yeah, you're right, Andrew. Sometimes the slower cars do fall like a rock, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, results from qualifying. And I did miss a super chat before. Thanks, Carl. Second straight can be taken flat if you aim at the right side of the bridge in most sims. Also, in T13, the exit road is a good place to run wide. Agreed. Agreed on T13. But thank you very much. I don't know what you mean by second straight. I think it's that kink. I can definitely do it flat on low fuel, but full fuel, it's... I think if I got the line perfect, maybe. But appreciate that. All right, so qualifying. Got the pole. What is that? Pole 5, 6 of the season? But I guess I get a point for that too, so just securing that lead. We only need 15 points ahead of Andretti now to win the championship. Alonso Jr. in second, ahead of Dominic Dobson in third position. Both of them more than a second behind me, so quite the competitive qualifying for myself. Mario Andretti's back in fourth, and Emerson rounds up the top 5. We've got Bobby Rahal in 6th, Scott Brayton, and then Michael Andretti all the way back in 8th position. So I have a feeling, since I'm starting on the pole, I might be able to run away a bit at the start, but I wouldn't be so confident that it'll stay that way if some of these guys back here are quick. Michael, Teo, Rick, Danny Sullivan, they could all be quick today, so they're starting pretty far back. But it would be good, maybe in the first stint, jump out, try to get a lead going, and control the race somewhat. But it might be a fight in the mirrors for this one. Look through the rest of the starting order, see if there's anything weird. Scott Pruitt back in 14th, John Andretti, Derek Daly, Kevin Cogan, Roberto Guerrero, Didier Thays, Pancho Carter, Ludwig Heimrath, Steve Saline, AJ Foy back in 23rd, John Jones, Randy Lewis, Fabrizio Barbaza, Guido Dacco, and Bernard Jourdain. Quite far off the pace at the back. There are some very slow cars. They're not too bad to pass, but even on the straightaways, the AI like to take the middle sometimes, and it makes it very difficult to get around them. It's pretty difficult. Alrighty. So, qualifying sorted. Go to the garage real quick and load up my setup. Check the fuel, full fuel, 40 gallons. So this one is a 50-lap race. 50 laps. Doesn't sound like a lot, but remember, the laps are going to be in the 145 to 150 range if we're doing a good pace. So it will be a decent length race. Need to try to make it about 16 to 17 laps on a tank. If I do 16, that'll be a little bit short. So want to try to aim for 17 laps on a tank. That'll set us up to be perfect towards the end. I think I'm going to have to fuel save a little bit to actually get it there. But I'm starting on the pole, so I need to try to get away from the start, I think, and then see what happens behind me. If it's going like I think it will, Junior and Dobson specifically will hold up the field a bit. But should get started with it. Road America 200. Oh, one quick thing that you'll see, and hopefully this doesn't happen during the race, but you'll see my best time is a 1:35, and I actually did that, but there was some crazy glitch that happened in the little short chute between the kink at the end of the lap and the final corner. The car just spun out instantly, and it set a lap time there. So I really hope that doesn't happen during the race. In my testing, which I've probably driven for 2-3 hours, I haven't had it happen again, but cross our fingers. If something crazy like that does happen and it's not on the first lap, might have to chalk it up to mechanical or something, but we'll see. Let's get started with it though. The Road America 200. We'll go to fuel 1 for the out lap here. Of course, this first stint is the hardest one because we do have the whole out lap to do, and I'll try not to press the accelerator too much. Yeah, glitch breaks the record. I see a couple folks asking about how to run this game or where do you get it from. In the description of the stream, it should be there. I did a tutorial on how to get this game running and where to get it and all that stuff, so go check that out. It's not too hard. You gotta... It runs in DOS, so you gotta be not afraid of DOS, but worth learning if you like old games. Yeah, safe mode right now, for sure, on the fuel. IndyCar 2 pretty much calculates the fuel by how hard you press the accelerator. So, gentle here on the outlap. Appreciate folks being here, though. We got a good crowd today. These races have been pretty fun overall. So, hopefully more of the same. You know, they're a long race, although it's 50 laps, you know, be less than 2 hours. I very much don't expect a caution in this one. If there's a caution today, something real bad has happened. Although there could be a caution if there's a big accident, and in the kink that can always happen. But, you know, we'll say it won't have a caution. It'll probably just be about an hour and a half, the whole race. And we'll be to the end of it. Yeah, I always get a bunch of comments about the mirrors. Basically, the window I have it in here on the stream is what you would have seen on a square computer monitor back in the day, 4x3. And audio jack's exactly right. You can't turn your head, and so the mirrors show to the right and left of you. It's actually great. And for a sim where you don't have the wider field of view, or you can't turn your head, it's necessary. We have imposter Andretti. So I've got Dobson right behind me. I've got Allenser Jr. to my left. Come through the kink. Nervous about the kink as always. We'll see how things go today through there. That's the race-ending place. And the hard braking zones. I got to make sure I stay off the grass. Run a bit more conservative, at least for the first few laps, to get a feel. Make sure everything's good. But as always, probably push a bit towards the end of the race. But try to get a good lead here, break away from the pack, and then see what happens. Keep an eye on our mirrors a little bit, but focus forward. Set some good laps to try to get the lead, and then save some fuel at some point. We'll have to see. All right, come to the final corner. I'll raise the boost, full boost. We'll run that at least for the first couple laps. Try to break away here. Down a second. Green comes out quite early here. We'll head up the hill. Unser's a little far ahead of me. Green flag is out. Oh, he's gonna get a good start on me. Come past the end of the pit lane, slot into line. I've got Mario right behind me now. Sixth gear, come down to the first corner. Down to fourth, slot in behind Unser Jr. So Unser Jr. able to get the lead right off the line. Wasn't expecting that. See what the top speeds are like. A little bit of oversteer there coming out of the corner. Well, I think I've got top speed on him, though. I'm reeling him in down the end of the straightaway. Come down to second gear. Still got Mario and then Dobson behind me. Second gear here. Trying to see if I can set him up maybe for Canada corner. Right on the back of Unser Jr. now, through the kink here. First kink. Come down to second. Slow left-hander. To follow him through the carousel. Fourth gear. Maybe the throttle. Try to get some sort of apex on the exit. He'll come down to the kink for the first time. Nice and gentle here in the opening lap. Just a touch of the brakes. Still run a little wide. We'll make it through. Nah, he's going to be way ahead down to Canada. Down to second gear into Canada corner. Hit the apex though, which is always good. So Unser Jr. away with the lead. Come through the final couple of corners. Second gear for the final one. So come across the line, complete lap number one. And 6/10, over a half second off of Unser Jr. It's not what I wanted to see. I was hoping to get away with a lead, but still the same order behind me. It seems like Unser Jr. and I as well have broken away a little bit. Yeah, Little Al is surprisingly fast today. Talked about it in the intro, but he did win 2 races earlier in the season. Could he be back on form to cap out 89? We're a bit wide. He's quite slow here. That would be tricky. Maybe on the final lap you go for something like that, but got side by side with him. I caught him there last lap too, so now that I know that, I can try to do what I can to be close there. Looks like Emo's coming for us too. Got around Dobson and Mario behind. Oh man, terrible line through the kink, into the grass a little bit. Understeering a lot right now. I need to get into a little bit of a groove. I don't know when I'm going to start saving fuel. I feel like I need to keep the pressure on right now. Be better to try to get into the lead. Don't want Unser Jr. to run away with things. Once we catch traffic, things could change a bit, but I haven't seen myself being much more successful with traffic than the AI, so it's not like Mid-Ohio where they're going to be held up for 20 seconds, I don't think. Yeah, Mario Andretti's in the 5, Michael's in the 6. I don't know where Michael is. When we go into the pits, try to take a look at the leaderboard. Yeah, fell back a second on that lap, which is not good, but the run through the kink was bad. He's going to try to put in some good laps now, but Unser Jr. stretching it out a bit. Keep an eye on Emerson's gap as well. Nice and easy through the kink. Through the carousel up to the kink now. Let's try to get this better this lap. Still understeer a bit there. Maybe bump the rear bar up. Totally missed the apex of Canada. I think I've reeled a Little Al back in slightly, so we'll just try to stay on it. Out of second gear. Find some sort of apex there in the final corner. This track's so easy to blow wide in turns. Lost a 10th. Thought I actually gained on him, but I lost a 10th that lap. And Emo's pulling me in too. Quite a bad turn 1 there. Alright, we won't really catch any lap traffic till the end of this stint, so there's going to be quite a lot of laps of just clean running. As I ever close in on Unser Jr. through this twisty stuff. I think I'm a little up on straight line speed, but in general he's accelerating quicker out of the corners than I'm able to. Make sure I don't blow the engine. Yeah, just not feeling good through the kink. The lift a bunch again there. Didn't run wide this time though. That's good. Stay on the track at least, at a minimum. Never gonna find the apex in Canada corner. Right, come across the line here. Pulled in a 10th. So I think if I do good laps, I am quicker than Unser Jr. So I just need to focus on that. Might have to just run this first stint out on fuel and see what happens from there. Once we get traffic too, things can get kind of wild. Better to maybe be flat out when we've got clear track and can do. Yeah, the car is understeering a bit, but again, I've got a really, really flat rear wing to be fast on the straightaways, and so I can't put a lot of lateral load in the rear tires or else we will go spinning around. It's all about the compromises. See a change behind me. It's like Dobson and Andretti have swapped. Dobson hanging on to that top 5 so far, which is, I mean, good for him. He doesn't matter at all in the championship, so I'd rather he take the points. Who knows? We may not even need to win today to win the championship, to seal it up. All over the place there. Luckily, you can hit the curbs on the inside. They won't spin you out. I don't think the sim knows too much about the camber. Really wide there. Tried it in 4th gear that time. Yeah, I'm definitely using too much fuel, but I'm just about the same speed as Unser Jr. I think we're holding back Fittipaldi about the same distance. Yeah, I think at most I'm only going to have to save maybe a lap, so we can do that in the last stint if we have to. I think this first stint I just want to run flat out because I have a chance here to catch Unser Jr. right against the grass there. I need to be careful about that. There we go. Snip the grass on the inside, it's all fair. You can go so much quicker through there. It's pretty risky, although we're getting down towards half fuel, so the car will steadily become easier to drive, at least in my experience. There we go, grab an apex through Canada. And then run wide in the last corner. Every lap I feel like I've reeled in Unser Jr., but we'll see at the line. I was 1.3 last time, so I did pull him in a bit. 1.3 still, so we held station. So we'll see where I am about half tank. That'll be a good gauge for how far into the stint, into the race I can go. When I see a car behind me in the braking zone there, Emerson Fittipaldi, will maybe pay us a visit. It's not closing in super fast, but he is ever so slightly. There we go, finally flat out through that right-hander. Right out to the dirt. Some sort of line through there. It's kind of like a shallow entry, slide out wide, and pick it back up on the exit. There's a lot of tricky corners on this track. I think it might be one of the reasons why I've just never quite gotten along with this track in a lot of sims. I do like the length of it and the forest feel and kind of the uninterrupted nature. I mean, all that's good. It's just a tricky track to be fast around. Final corner here is also one of the easiest to spin on. I missed the apex again. If I get a little bit closer, I might actually get a slipstream from Unser Jr. So 43 laps to go, 7 laps in, a little more than half of the fuel to go. I think I'm going to be good. .2 seconds. A lot of racing to go, though. And as ever, the AI in IndyCar 2 will change over the race a bit. They're not going to be, or it could be, Unser Jr. could be fast the whole race, but he may slow down at some point or speed up even. But we've pulled out a pretty good lead, so it's kind of a three-way fight up front here. Fittipaldi's just behind us, depending on how things get up here with Unser Jr., as I seem to have closed in quite a lot. Right against the inside through the carousel, up to the kink. Just cannot find the apex there, but keeping it on the track, just don't want to run wide. Almost get the apex through Canada corner. Oh, and we've really pulled him in this lap. Just keep the lines going. I'll be consistent at least. I'll just miss the apex every lap through there. Come across the line. I think I've reeled him in quite a bit. Might start to have that slipstream now. I'm under a second behind. I don't know if I've gotten quicker or he's gotten slower. I haven't been watching my lap times. Not really important if you're not in the lead. And over rev the car right at 13,000 shift. You can go higher than that, but you can damage the engine. Oh, right against the edge. Car got a little squirrely. I don't know if you could see it. Punch the brakes into the corner. Flat here, right on the back of him now, but I don't know where. I guess I could outbrake him into this corner if I was very close. Slide the rear in there, a little counter steer. Car's coming alive on the second half of the stint. Finally get the line through the kink. 6th gear, flat out, pulling him in. Canada corner, obviously here, a major overtaking zone. Fittipaldi behind's pulled into 5 seconds, so although I'm quicker, seems I'm quicker than Unser Jr. here if I can actually keep it on the track. Fittipaldi might be quicker than a lot of us. Terrible final corner, just kind of had to go into rescue mode there. Yeah, Al is faster at the start of the straights. It's at the top end, I think I'm geared a little bit better or something. But he's pulling away into the acceleration zone. Throw a lasso on him. I'll try. Fittipaldi off, 4.9 behind. It's been a while since Fittipaldi's been the quick one. He's out of the championship now, so we don't see Michael in the top 5. A little bit of a security lift there into the right-hander. feel like I can carry a lot more speed into that corner to work on it a little bit. Through the kink. Yeah, Unser Jr.'s just fast enough through all of this where I can't be close to him during the braking zone, which is where I need to be. And I miss all the apexes towards the end of the lap. This part of the track is probably the trickiest. Oh, and there we go. First lap car coming up. So 40 laps to go, done 10 laps of the race. Leader in sight, so it wasn't the start. I thought I was going to be able to just break away on the start. Unser Jr. had other plans, but haven't lost sight of him. So still very much a race. We've got Emerson Fittipaldi keeping both of us honest here. We're going to start catching lap traffic, so things will get pretty interesting. Really diving into the braking zone there. Oh, and I have to catch the rear end. That'll lose me quite a lot of time. It's not what I needed. Just a little optimistic on the brakes. It's okay. Not the worst mistake in the world. All right, Unser Jr. going up the inside of probably Bourdain there. Bernard Jourdain, rather. My mind can make sense of anything. All right, this is going to get real weird here. Passing these guys on the straights is not as straightforward as I would like it to be, because they do this, and they like to take up the whole track. Have to wait a second, get the better line into the braking zone. There's going to be a lot of just playing it easy, especially if I'm in a position like I am now where things are going all right. There's no risk-taking to be had. Ooh. Over-rev the engine quite a lot there. That's no good. Randy Lewis now should be able to get him. Front straightaway's fine. It's the straightaways that have the turns in them, which are not good. I lost 2 seconds pretty much to Unser Jr. through there. Alright, this is going to make things quite interesting. Whoa, out onto the grass. Pretty early to be making mistakes. John Jones in front now. Kind of a bad spot to catch some back markers. Come on, John. Imrath now in front. And before the kink, pretty easy. It'll be tough when we get the slightly less slow back markers at some point, because we won't be passing them in places like that very easily. Alright, so Unser Jr. has made much better use of the lap traffic than I was able to. Just see him there in the final corner. Second gear here. $12 gallons. We're getting close to the end of the stint. Car feels all right. It's a lot more dancy on the track. And apparently Fittipaldi, oh, he was close last lap, but he's fallen back a bit. Down to second. right at the top end. You can see how much faster I'm going on low fuel than full fuel. I'd actually be geared a little short if I was in the slipstream as well. Just see Mo peeking in the mirrors there. It's like Unser Jr. caught another car in front as well. Saline, most likely. Yeah, there's no reason to panic at this point. We've seen so many things happen in these races. Got to get to that final stint in a good spot to really know what's going to happen. And just because the traffic was bad for me there doesn't mean the next time we go through a bunch of traffic, Unser Jr. won't have the worst time at it. So much to go. I say this mostly for myself. To make sure I stay in the right headspace. Don't do anything too drastic. I've got plenty of racing left. Understeer there into the corner. Slipstream sailing here up the hill. Come to the line. 37 laps to go. 10 gallons left. Yeah, P2. Of course I want the win, but P2 would not be a bad spot. I think Fittipaldi's going to see if P3 sounds better for me. Yeah, same gap. I think Unser Jr. and I are pretty similar in speed. See a super chat there. Try not to kill myself here. Crushing these laps. Thank you, Mr. Honky. It's a harder track to lap, at least for me, than it looks like. Some of the other tracks are easier. It's just a lot of braking, high-speed braking, and a second gear. Where it's easy, you just gotta watch those braking zones, braking markers. I've already done it once where I went a little too deep. Easy to do. And we've got corners like the kink here, which is just not an easy one to get at any point in the race. Be tough to adjust again to full fuel here in a few laps once I pit. The tough part too about this lap is it's so long that it can be quite easy to have just under the amount of fuel you would need to do another lap, which means you kind of lose out. So I need to make sure I have at least 2.3 gallons or so to get around the track. Got AJ Foyt in front. Looks like Unser Jr.'s in a little bit of a pack. Dobson really helped me out today. Pulled it into 2.9 now. Ooh, a little squirrely there. Foyt, come on. We've had some comings together this season. Decides to outbrake me, and this will be interesting. See if I can get up the inside of him before the turn. The AI like to fade over to the right there. I think this is where Foyt had his big accident, right? Alright, Thay's in front. See if I can get him up the hill here. Not too bad. Second gear. Randy Lewis. No, Derek Daly. Oh, come on, Daly. He cuts in front of me before the carousel, too. Oh, typical back markers. Daly's usually a bit quicker than this. Having trouble today, I guess. Cut in front of him before the kink, but I lost a lot of time through there. Once again, the lap traffic's gonna be the thorn in my side. In other races, it's been the key to success. 5.6 gallons. Hopefully can do 2 more laps. I don't know, though. Might actually come up a little bit short. Gotcha, it was 1990. Foyt had his big one. We'll have to see what it is coming around. I might actually Might actually fuel save a little bit here. Be awesome to make it one extra lap at the start and not have to worry about fuel at all the rest of the race. As long as I have around 2.5 gallons coming to the line, I'll feel okay about doing one more lap. Fittipaldi is right there now. The kink. You can tell how much slower the car is, just lowering the boost a bit. On 5 boost now. Or 5 on the boost knob. Here's Mo right behind me. Alright, 3.6. I should have plenty to do one more lap. We're going back up. Probably didn't need to do that. Ugh, understeer so much there. Right. Thank God for that little safety lane to the rescue. Oh, it looks like Mo might have gotten in the pits. Junior's in the pit. So I'm going to go an extra lap. That could be good. That could be a good thing. So leading a lap. Right at the end of the stint. Looks like Unser Junior's out of the pits. Once in a while, you'll see them go in. And almost a routine pit stop, and then they retire for some sort of issue. The fuel light on right now. I can't tell my shifting marker. I say at every race, I just wish you could toggle the light off. I can see the blinking fuel. I don't need the light just to be constantly on as well. I don't know if the real cars are like that, but I imagine you could switch the light off. Much better as a shift light. Ryan Dyke in the pits. He was up to 5th. It's going to be a bit of a shuffle. There's Michael, 5th place, but it's pit stops right now. Things might be jumbled up. He's not having a great day so far, though. That doesn't mean we won't see him later. We'll have to see how things work out. All right, come down to Canada corner. So one extra lap than my main competitors, which means one more lap for me on light fuel, which is always good. Understeer so much there. Tires must be getting it a bit. We haven't talked much about tires this season because the fuel stints are often short enough where the tires just don't really wear that much outside of the ovals. We're coming to the pits though, down to first gear. Try not to speed or anything, well under the speed limit there. Stopping our stall. Ugh. So we got one car out, John Andretti. Fuel, it's done, just not speed here. Go 80 miles an hour in the pits. If you hit even 1 mile an hour above it though, you will get a black flag. 76, 77, Unser Junior's gone by. I'm down to the first corner. Beat Mo out, but he's right there behind me. All right. So boost 9. We should be good now. I did 16 laps, I think. And a pace lap as well. We got full fuel. Oh, man. Okay. Back down on the bar on the rear. I just forgot to even remind myself that the car's going to be way different now. Just trying to drive it there like it was on full fuel. Luckily, that wasn't the kink. Fittipaldi's right here, though. Yeah, it handles so much different. It's really cool. I remember that being one of those things that was so surprising back in the day, is how detailed the handling was, that the car would feel that different. Capaldi's right on me now. Just gonna look to the inside a bit. I cover. Not really a block, more of a fade, right? Try to break away from Mo a bit so I can just kind of forget about him back there. Decent final couple turns on the lap, get me across the line. 7.9 seconds off of Unser Jr. Oh boy. He's having a good day finally. It's been quite a while. I think since Milwaukee or Detroit. I think those were the two he won. Yeah, you get a stop and go if you speed in the pits, and it's very unforgiving in IndyCar too. They really just wrote the code to say if you go over 80 miles an hour, there's no average time down the pit lane or anything like that. You can go 80 miles an hour and not a single mile per hour more. Alright, second gear here. Let's just get settled in. Another full stint here. 2 full stints to go, really. Not a DQ, luckily, but you go back to the season, I've only sped in the pits once, I believe, and it was at the second race at Long Beach, and it really just kind of ruined things there. Although I got a 3rd place in the end. I think. I can't remember that long ago. Actually quite glad there is a speed limit in IndyCar too. So 1995, when the sim is based, would have been one of the first years. I think 93, 92, 93 was the first year with a speed limit. Oh, 6.5. But if you have ever played Indy 500, the first sim, there is no speed limit in the pits, and it's terrifying to pit with the AI. It's a string of slow cars in front. Probably why I reeled in Unser Jr. a little bit, but we'll just keep on it. This race is long, and we have seen some pretty crazy leads diminish over the course of the season, so it's still very much up in the air. Just gotta turn in some good laps here, stay ahead of Mo, which I'm doing, thankfully. Not crashing the kink, man. Dab of the brakes was unnecessary. In front of me here. Oh, and I saw a comment earlier about his name not having the accent. I'm not sure you can have accents on names in IndyCar too. Thought about maybe trying to dive up the inside there, but I've never done that. Kind of risky. Always worried I'm going to make a side collision there. So we got Daco. We've got Kevin Kogan in front of me. He's been an interesting guy to pass. He's got a lot of aggression, I think. So he doesn't exactly give you the position, even if you're lapping him. Down to 3rd gear. See if I can get him on the exit before the turn. There we go. Thank you, Donnie. Out of second gear, we got Pancho Carter in front, Scott Brayton, maybe Guerrero or Barbaza, one of them. One of the red cars. Lose a bunch of time here. Get Carter into this left-hander, so it is possible to outbrake there. Especially the slower cars, but we're going to be stuck behind through the carousel. See if I can get closer. This is Guerrero in front of me. Not going to get him before the kink, and no way I'm sliding up the inside there. Not even on the last lap going for the lead would I do that. Alright, sixth gear. Oh, if he's going to go for the pass too, this could be bad. Oh, I backed out of it because I saw him jumping there. We'll lose a whole bunch of time. Alright, get past Guerrero. Block the inside. He can't get back around behind Brayton now. He's going to slide out wide. Oh, a weird line into the final corner. Brayton's going to over-under me. Losing so much time. Alright, get past him. I tried to get around him quicker than just waiting, but it might have been better just to wait. Alright, we got Fittipaldi right on me now after all that. Oh no. Understeer off the track, onto the grass. He's going to be right in the slipstream. I'll take the inside. Go the long way, Mr. Mo. Block the inside successfully. Nothing like the slower cars to make things interesting. Punctuate what could be a boring race. Never a dull moment, especially in the late 80s, early 90s with some of the slow cars. Just gonna come back on me here down the straightaway into Canada corner. I'll just take the middle of the track. Oh, all right. I didn't think he would outbrake me around the outside, but that is Formula One world champion for you. All right, need to get back around him quickly. Phase to the inside there a bit. See if I can line him up down the front straightaway. Caught me sleeping a little bit there. I knew he was there, but I did not expect that. He definitely sent it. And he's got a lot of straight line speed as well. Even in the slipstream there, we're just about the same speed. I went pretty light on the rear wing, so I'm surprised. Yeah, that was a good move, and you can't fault him for that. I will not hit him. I'll try not to anyway. Down to second gear. I got him in the braking zones, which is, or at least that one, which is surprising. Oh, a little bit of a run here up the hill. Come to the inside. He backs out of it. All right, back around Mo. Back and forth for position. Unser Jr.'s just laughing up the road. See if I can get a good couple corners here. We're coming up on Barbaza, though. Well, third gear there. I didn't get back down to second. I'll be stuck behind him through the the carousel. Got on the throttle nice and solid there. Come up to the kink. I've got such a narrow line to it, though. Right to the edge of the track. Get through there. Emo's going to get caught behind Barbaza. Give me a little bit of a hope here into Canada corner. That was so surprising last lap. I got back around him. All right. Now I need to get that gap up. Michael Andretti's in fifth. Still behind Dobson. Dobson being an absolute hero today. Not the best final couple corners, but got ahead of Emo. We're almost identical speeds down the straightaways. A little slow there through turn 1. I just feel like I'm always slow in turn 1. Made him spit his orange juice, right? I don't know if the AI get the same kind of slipstreaming that I would, so just keep the inside there, give them no chance at that. A little deep on the brakes there, still find an okay apex. It's not flat through that right-hander yet. Just being a little slow on the entry to the corners. I don't think I'm carrying quite enough speed into them, but have kept it between the white lines mostly so far. One of the things that does make IndyCar challenging to race, I mean, along with the no force feedback, there is a bit of a dead zone in the steering. It's just something you can't quite dial out completely, so it's quite abrupt as you make a turn. And I've got my wheel rotation set ultra narrow for IndyCar 2. It's 200, I think 210 degrees rotation, just barely over 90 and 90. But you got to be able to get the car to react quickly and minimize that dead zone, but it's still there slightly. So that's where corners like the kink are hard. You just don't have that really fine movement. So I'm able to hold ahead of Fittipaldi here, at least so far, but still quite a ways off of Unser Jr., and he's gained about a second over the course of this stint. Ooh, as I almost spin the car out there. All over the curbs. It's all fair. I'm gonna pass Bernard Jourdain again here. Yeah, I don't think crew chief would work with IndyCar 2. It would be very cool. I do think the Windows version of IndyCar 2 might have some telemetry, so who knows? Might not be impossible, but I don't think so. Run a bit wide in Canada corner. Fittipaldi is right here, and he's really not going to let me run away with it. Didn't quite get out to the left side of the track there, behind Bernard Jourdain. Come past him up the front straightaway. Gonna watch the pit wall here, just scoops out right against the edge of the track. 25 laps to go, so we're halfway, just like that. I'm doing perfect on fuel. Emo's right there. We're down to 6.3 behind Little Al, though. Start taking bets on 3-wide finish for the win. I know, I'll say Bourdain. It's tough to compute sometimes, driving, reading what you guys write, and talking. It's fun, though. Doing these races live is kind of frightening, but fun. We got John Jones in front now. We're halfway on this tank of fuel, and we're just over halfway into the race, so things are looking pretty good on the fuel side. Have to compromise my line into the kink there, but got around Jones. He's going to hold up Fittipaldi, maybe. inside of Ludwig Heimrath here. Yeah, this game is not easy with the keyboard. I think Crammond did a much better job at supporting keyboards than Kramer. Or Kemmer. See, there we go, another Freudian slip. It's 6.6 off of Unser Jr. Seems like Fittipaldi's fallen slightly far back, 3 seconds off. I'll take it. Certainly more manageable on a gamepad, but a wheel is definitely nice to feel and really drive the sim. You don't need anything special for a wheel since there's no force feedback. Anything will do, really. Something linear. A bit wide. Par for the course with Canada Corner at this stage. Great out, use that runoff. It's probably one of the better ends of the laps. Alright, 23 laps to go, 6.9 off, even though that was an okay lap. Hanging out on the apex of turn 2. I guess that's technically turn 3, right? Because this is turn 4, and then the slow one down the hill here is turn 5. I don't know where they get their corner numbering from, but I think that's how it is. I mean, I played this almost exclusively on the keyboard in the 90s. I just didn't know there was anything better, so it's a bit easier to enjoy. That's based on Marshall stations, I see. Hope to find the apex there someday before the end of the race. We used to develop two specific car setups for keyboard to really lower your degrees of rotation, or the wheel, what is it called, steering ratio in the sim to like 5 or 6 degrees. Keyboard's much easier. You can't recover any sort of spin or anything, but you can get around the track a lot easier with a keyboard then. Very stiff cars too. You don't want any sort of roll in the chassis. Doesn't mean you'll be fast, but it's a lot more controllable that way. I'm not even, I mean, the Thrustmaster steering wheels existed when this came out, but nobody really had those. People did have those, obviously, but they were very rare. Alright, so we're 8 seconds off. Catch a string of lapped cars here. Well, Unser Jr. is just very good today, and we'll keep trying. So there's quite a lot of racing to go, just a little under halfway. Try to maximize whatever result I can get. That's what I've tried to do all season, and it's worked out very well so far. Michael Andretti's back in 5th today. Doesn't seem to be on pace. We might actually lap him here before the end of the race. Give him a little wave when we go by. Boiselle in front, and I think maybe Rick Mears. So we're catching some of the not so slow cars. It might be Saline actually in front of him. Ooh, into the pits too. A bit early for that. Side by side with Boiselle, come across the line. Hopefully get ahead of him before turn one. Don't like this side by side stuff. Ooh, come on. Back out of it a bit. You just don't know if he's going to turn in. Oh, just understeer right off the track. Here comes Fittipaldi again, like that. Dive bomb Boiselle here. Try to park the car in the apex. Almost lose the rear end, but able to get around him. Fittipaldi, of course, gonna blow right by him. My luck. Yep, there we go. I stiffen the rear bar again. Try to get rid of some of that understeer. It's a fine line. It'd be really easy to set the car to spin out. A short shift there into the carousel. Hold my breath every time through the kink. It's like the chicane at Monaco. All right. So 10 gallons of fuel, quarter tank, 20 laps to go. Need to make it to about 16, 17 to go. So only 3 more laps. We should be more than good on fuel. Just run flat out here to the end. 9.3 seconds off of Unser Jr. We'll wait till the final set of pit stops to call it or anything, but we won't call it, but comes a little less likely after the final round of pit stops. But, you know, we saw it at Mid-Ohio. All right, Bobby Rahal in front. Just Bobby continuing to be slow this year. Sit behind him here, unfortunately. Counter steer there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him after the carousel either, so run a bit wide on entry. No, not going to get him before the kink. Could always hope for a pit strategy fail by the AI. Oh, I'm not going to get him here either. I'm quite slow into Canada corner, it feels like, compared to the AI. Bobby swerving all over the track. Emo's closed right up behind me again. Should be able to drag race Bobby here to the first corner, although we saw with Boiselle, not quite as easy as it looks. Down to turn 3, I guess. Somehow. Oh, come on, Bobby. Rahal trying to get some of that TV time, I think. He's going to fade to the right, go left on him. Should get him down to turn 5. All right. Get around Rahal. That took way too long. Lost a ton of time. AJ Foyt in front should be able to outbrake him here. So 7 gallons of fuel, at least 2 more laps. Need to try to, hopefully this works out fuel-wise. I thought it should be good. It's gonna be right on the edge though, right at the end. Should be fine on fuel, but the way the laps work, like I was saying earlier, is it's an absolute champ here. Oh, Unser Jr. in the pits with 18 to go. That is quite early on the old pit stop. I don't think the AI would shoot themselves in the foot that much, but it was only 9.5 seconds off of me, too. That's a little surprising. So I'm back in the lead. Looks like Emo pitted as well. Wait for Daly here to scoot across the track. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we'll win it off of just poor AI strategy. Usually they're pretty good at making it to the end of the race, though. They're not much of the pit on the last lap type. Who knows? Should be able to do one more lap after this. But still gonna put in speed, because even if they... Well, I guess if they pit an extra time, we'll be good. Mr. Junior's not super far behind me. It would be a very quick pit stop at the end. Yeah, they might be going for a 3-stopper, in which case I'm looking very good at this point. Teo Fabi in front of me here. It's the only green car. He's fading into the pits as well. Yeah, I got one more lap of fuel. I'm going to have quite a lot in the tank coming into the pits, but not enough to do another lap. But I'll only have 16 to go when I come out of the pits, so should be fine. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to back off at all. Just keep on it. Over 200 miles an hour down the straightaway is quite fast on low fuel. Top 5 is pretty spread out. Lyondike in 5th, almost a lap down at this point, so I don't see Andretti here. 22 seconds up on Junior as well. Dobson goes into the pits. Dobson running the race of his life today. Alright, come up into the pits then. Ooh, right to the speed limit. That would have been bad, man. Oh, life flashed before my eyes there. Final pit stop. Alright, things are getting interesting here. We might actually come out not that far behind Unser Jr. Got a couple other cars pitting, so not everybody is... I mean, these guys will definitely make it to the end, so I don't know what's going on with Unser Jr. Ooh, he just passes me. I think we're up on speed. Yeah, I was very close to speeding, which would have just ruined everything. I need a good race. My past, I don't know, 5 streams or so have been not good. Just want a nice clean, fast race. Starting to get a wrecking reputation, it seems. Alright, need to hit the brake bias. Get the rear bar down. So got a heavy car. Unser Jr. will have a little advantage over me just from being out a lap or two. It seems like I really jumped at least Fittipaldi. We'll see what the gap is next time around. Michael there is in 5th, but a minute 15 off. Maybe we won't lap him, unfortunately. It would be too good. Final couple of corners, get a look at what these gaps are. This could be an interesting finish if Unser Jr. has to pit again. Very poor strategy. .1 seconds off, so I gained about 2 seconds through the pit cycle on him. Yeah, and I'm almost equidistant back to Fittipaldi as well, so he was right on me before the pit stops. Maybe got stuck behind a lapped car or somewhere. I got very clear track right now, so we'll just take advantage of that, try to get through some of these laps. No commentary on my rallying skills. We're Indy racing right now. Oh, I'm gonna be late to miss the apex. That's right, there's no laps in rallying, and that's where everything falls apart. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm rallying as myself and not one of the Axelsons. You see, that's where everything falls apart. Pushed understeered right off the track there. As long as you keep the wheel straight when you're on the grass and don't put any lateral load into the tires, things generally work out okay. Yeah, here's Pruitt. Going up to the top 5. There are no doors to lose on this car. That is true. No cars in front of me either, which is nice. Late on the brakes there with the full fuel. I'm pushing a little bit. Oh, come on. No need to be making mistakes right now. I could just sit here and see if he pits, but that wouldn't be much fun. Push to catch him. I know I'm quicker than Unser Jr. If I did good laps, I could definitely be faster than him over a stint. 8 seconds faster. I think I'll need lap traffic help, but you just never know how these things are going to work out. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever streaming Indy 500 again, but I did it, so. About a year ago now, too. Ooh, we got a string of lapped cars ahead. All right, 13 laps to go, 6.6 seconds, even with the mistakes last lap. Emo is pulling in on me a bit, though. Emo's going to make sure that I don't just coast to the finish. I think Al Jr. got caught in this traffic, which is why I closed in on him. I'm gonna have a pretty fun time getting through all this myself. So I'll stop there. I don't know why I went so slow through there. Fourth gear through the carousel. I think I got Danny Sullivan in front of me, the real winner of this one. Yeah, I'm formulating an idea of making a video about AI, because there's two different types. This is where I'm going with it. There's two different types of AI. There's wheel-to-wheel racing AI, being able to, react to moves you're making and blocking and slipstreaming. And then there's racing AI, which is, can you construct a race with pit stops and know when to push and when to save? And I think it's the second route that modern sims really miss out on. They have no character to them. They maybe get around the track okay, but they'll do the same thing lap after lap, or be, they won't know when to pit, all that stuff. I think it's a lot of folks do like 5-lap races against AI just for fun. There's nothing wrong with it. I think sitting down and doing a 2-hour Indy race is only for some of us, but all right, we're gaining on Sullivan here. Excuse me. We got Mario, Lion Dyke. Well, this is that like top 10 group. Mario is gonna make this interesting as always. He's one of the hardest guys to get around. For some reason, he's just always. I actually had a crash with him at Mid-Ohio last time out. 4.8 seconds to last lap, but I'm going to lose a bunch here. This is likely what Unser Jr. was stuck in as well. Right, swings out wide. Come on. It's going to swing to the inside as well into Canada corner. It's just impossible to pass them when they're all over the track like that. I don't want to wreck out right at the end of the race. It'd be easy to make some contact and just go flying into the woods. Get up the inside of Mario. Crazy man. Want to see something wild? I posted a little clip on my Twitter last night that I had never seen before, somehow, of Mario having an interesting time at Toronto. Oh, Lion Dyke swings. Speaking of, very similar situation there. Bernard Jourdain just being very slow as always. Brayton on the inside here, Lion Dyke. Ooh, no. Very close, wheels almost touching there, but scoot up the inside of both of them. That might have been a race-saving move. All right, Rick Mears in front. Rocket Rick is lost the afterburner today. Yeah, it was a bit sketchy, but we're at that point in the race. I don't want to throw it all away, but I want to catch Unser Jr. Even if he does pit, know that I could have done it either way. I do a weird little maneuver there that makes it hard to get up the inside of him. Oh, that was about as close as you can get without touching. Come up to the line. Unser staying out still. 10 laps to go. Should have enough fuel. 26 gallons. Doing well under 2.6 a lap, so we're good. Good on the fuel. Make maybe less entertaining future streams to clinch the championship today, but that wouldn't be in my spirit to keep it open. Andretti's nowhere to be found today either. Oh, Rick. Should have just lunged there. This is gonna hold me up a lot. That was not getting around him right there was a bad move. Up the inside into this fast right-hander. No! Oh. I think that's it. I mean, I'll be able to move the car, but there's no fixing that. Oh my god. We got a yellow flag. That wasn't really Rick's fault. Maybe. What was I just saying about crashing on streams? Restart, no. If I want to see full anarchy in the chat, yeah, I'll restart. I mean, they won't be able to fix this, Pavel. I'll try driving to the pits. I'm not restarting. That will give me full anarchy. I once restarted when I did my full 1967 GPL season. I restarted the Mosport race after 2 laps, and everybody almost abandoned me. I'm so disappointed by that. Yeah, it seems stupid in hindsight to not just get an easy second place there, huh? Stuff to learn. Rookie season, I guess. I thought I was clear there. I'm gonna have to watch the replay 100 times. Also to make the stream long enough so that anybody catching it later has no idea. Yeah, I thought I was clear. You know, jumping up the inside going into a corner is always risky because the AI, unless you're ahead of them, really, will turn in on you. I was ahead of him, so I just really didn't think. I guess maybe the outside line through there is, whoa, there we go. I guess the outside line there for the AI is quite tight. Oh, I'm not restarting, don't worry. The only time I'd restart one of these is if it was like lap 1 and like AI did weird things and... Second DNF of the season then. Crew's all nice and happy. They won't have known, probably. But that's it. Ugh. It's very disappointing, because it was so close to the end, too. I'd done 4/5 of the race. To crash out like that. What is it? Now that I've tried to start doing rally, I just crash in everything. All right. Let's put on some sad music first of all. We'll watch the replay a few times and figure out, and we'll simulate the end of the race and see what happens. Yeah, no, I mean, I race hard in these things. The ones where I win or you know, finish all right. Just know that those are all one step away. All All right, this isn't exact. Well, it's kind of bluesy, so this will work for music. Very disappointed with that. All right, let's check out the replay. There's the sad car. Yeah, it's just one of those things. If you've ever played these older games, you will know how this happens. I know, right? Nitron. I was saying the championship was going to get boring. Well, we're not locking it up today. All right, we'll watch from this replay camera first. Let's go back one more corner. I should... Oh, if I had just passed him there. If I had done the move I had done a lap earlier. That is motorsport. You're right. But coming down... I could have just run him wide here. It would have been fine. I could have run him so you have to go into kind of escape mode there. But I didn't. Didn't outbrake him up here. I wasn't really close enough. Well, thank you, Rick. I painted it myself. I appreciate that. Ugh. I would have been very hurt in that. For sure. Although I think there are tire barriers there in real life. I think there's unfortunately only one replay camera, but we'll watch on board for myself to start. Up to the top of the hill. He's quite slow off the corner, so I can come to the inside. Ah, yikes. Yeah, I think it's probably a grass berm in 89. We'll take it on board from Rick's car. I don't know how long the gap is from Road America to Nazareth, but Ryan might be taking a flight. I mean, gosh. Yeah, the AI heads pop off when you hit them. We'll go frame by frame. But here I am up the inside. Rick Mears. Rick Mears, what are you doing? I mean, if that's never been, there's ever been somebody that has the racing line, Rick, I don't know what this is. I think he pit maneuvered me, honestly. Oh, thank you, Lord. Now for some beer braised brat. Yeah, there might be some beer in the future today. Well, didn't exactly want it to switch to the outro music, but I guess it will. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of an optimistic move from the AI. But that's, you know, if you race these sims enough, I do get a few questions once in a while about, like, how people, you know, can't get the AI to work a certain way. A lot of it is learning actually how to race the AI, unfortunately. I mean, it'd be nice to just be able to do your normal thing. But you do have to know how to race the AI a little bit, unfortunately. We'll look at the championship in a second. Just want to... I mean, come on, Rick. He's a lap down. He's slow. I almost got through there. I mean, we were not even a wheel. Yeah. Ugh. And just crash it off. All right. So we will simulate the end of the race here. And watch who wins. We get to watch who wins. There's 8 laps remaining. I wouldn't have been able to creep around the track anyway. If there was like 1 lap left and I, you know, under caution, you can do something like that. But there I go, slipping down the order. Oh, Michael Andretti. Okay, Michael didn't have a great day, so he will gain points on me, but it's not like the championships reverse suddenly. All right, they're back to green. I did take some risks. Maybe I'm getting too aggressive. I don't know. I don't just want to lay back, you know? Although this has closed up the order here with the yellow, so we will see what happens. As always with IndyCar 2 and accelerating time, it's not that much faster than the real thing. It's probably 10 times speed, but it's not instant. It's kind of fun. You can watch the results and everything. All right, I think they're still under yellow because the lap times are 3.5 minutes. But here we go, under green. Dominic Dobson holding his top 5. He's going to finish in the top 5 unless he crashes. Yeah, lane back's no fun. There is, though, running full races, and it's one of the things I like about it. You do have to be careful. Ah, Andretti jumps up to 4th around Dobson. He just couldn't hold him off anymore. Come on, he fight back. He's got to fight back. Steve! Ah, you're my first super chat and probably my next 10. Oh, man. Great work. Still like your chances this year. The title is more important than wins, I'll agree with you, but you got to finish races to get the title. I'm going to get 0 points today, but thank you so much, Steve. Yeah, I gotta hope Michael doesn't end up jumping through it. He's not super far behind him. Dobson's slipping back. Yeah, and somehow Rick Mears is still in it, so. Jonathan, my theory about vintage racing is that it's whatever was before you were born or started watching racing. Seems vintage. Yeah, RJ, this game does have championship mode. It's what we're in the moment, so we'll see all the points and all that in just a second. All right, so lap 50 out of 50, and there we go. As expected, Allister Jr. wins, and I'm not that upset about that, although I would have liked to have won myself, and probably should have just taken the 2nd place in retrospect. And he didn't pit. He didn't actually pit at the end, so Unser made it to the end. Me pushing to try to catch him was, I guess, worth it. We'll see. But him winning takes it away from Michael, so I guess that's a good thing. We'll see the points in a second here. Emerson Fittipaldi finishes in 2nd position, taking what I should have gotten, honestly. And Scott Pruitt, out of nowhere. Where did he come from? Gets the 3rd position on the podium, Mr. Pruitt. Yeah, maybe the laps of yellow helped him. Who knows? Michael Andretti then 4th position. He's going to get some points on me, but it's not the end of the world. But things are going to be tighter. I bet they're within a race now. We'll see. And Dominic Dobson on the lead lap, 5th place. It's certainly his best finish of the season. Oh, did he pit Claudio under the yellow? Maybe. Mario Andretti in 6th, 1 lap down. We saw him right towards the end. Danny Sullivan, Teo Fabi, Ari Leindyke, Bobby Rahal rounds out the top 10. You know, for as much flack as I'm giving Bobby, he did just get a top 10, so that's better than I did. I did get a point for the pole, so that'll be good. We'll see all the points in a second. Mears somehow finishes the race. He didn't even have a helmet anymore. Roel Boisel, Barbaza quite far up. Pancho Carter, Guerrero. I have a feeling we got some attrition here at the bottom. Daco, Brayton, Foyt, Daly, Thays, Jones, Lewis, Bourdain. I did it again. I did it even though I wasn't driving this time. Bernard Jourdain, aka Bourdain, finishes in 23rd. Ryan Axelson then with the DNF in 24th. And we've got a little group here of DNFs. Ludwig Heimrath with electrical issues after 33 laps. Oh, Steve Saline. We saw him pull in the pits at a weird time. So after 27 laps, he had a gearbox issue. Kevin Kogan on the same lap with an engine issue. And John Andretti early on, 12 laps in with a gearbox. Yeah, it does. I mean, it does make the championship more interesting. That was not my goal today. We did get a caution because I sat there for so long. And there it is. The sad state of it. Yeah, it is the same saline. It is the same one. All right. So that's it from Road America. Ah, that is just so disappointing. As always. As always with a crash. It's not what I want to do in races, is crash out, but it happens in these long ones. So this is the race results. Again, we don't need to look at that. It'll be the same, but we will look at the season standings. I am still out front, but the same points total coming in. Oh, this is interesting now. It looks like Michael is 18. Did I do that right? 18 points off. So he's well within, I think it's what, 20 points up for grabs in a race. Maybe more. So he's well within the realm with 2 rounds to go. Things have tightened up quite a bit. Then we got 3rd and 4th. This is an interesting battle. They're too far back to catch us, thankfully, but Emo and Allenser Jr. fighting for 3rd position in the championship. And then Danny Sullivan back there in 5th. Just over 100 points. Look down, Dobson with his, I guess, 3rd top 10 of the season. 1st top 5. So pretty good day for him overall. 15th overall in points. So tightens up the championship with just 2 rounds remaining. Nazareth, Laguna Seca, might be something special between then as well. But we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. So I guess that's where I'm going to leave it today with everything. With the championship, unfortunately ends in a wreck, which I hate. So many of my streams lately have been ending in accidents with the rally racing, some of my videos as well, so I gotta get out of this wrecking mode. But I do appreciate everybody being here today. It's been a lot of fun as always anyway, and very close to getting the whole race in today, but Mears had some other plans. I was being very aggressive trying to catch Allenser Jr. So I'll be back soon. I will be finishing up the redo rally probably tomorrow. I guess I have to tomorrow. And that'll be interesting to just finish that one, stay on the road, and working away at the 1966 season, and probably some other stuff in there, whatever meets my fancy. But appreciate you all joining today. It's been a heck of a race, and hopefully the next ones are better. But thank you for watching. I'll see you all again next time.